What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another midday episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And this is probably going to be happening as long as free agency is going around, probably until the season starts. Last year, I started the podcast around August. That was after free agency, and there were still several times in which I was dropping midday episodes. So this is what this is today. We're going to get into some of the news surrounding Mo Bamba, Bulls' pursued interest in John Collins. We'll get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans. So somebody in which we talked about a little bit earlier in the last couple of episodes, honestly, his name has come up, and that is Mo Bamba. It has now been said that Mo Bamba is not expected to receive a qualifying offer for from the Orlando Magic. So what does that mean? That means that Mo Bamba would actually be an unrestricted free agent, which also means that there's not a risk anymore of the Orlando Magic matching any offers for Mo Bamba if that was ever even on the table anyway. Now, does that make it a little bit cheaper to get him? No. That means is if anything, it may make him a little bit more expensive to get. But whatever him and his agent talked about as being the number that they would like to, or numbers that they feel are worthy of what he can do and what he expects to do over the next couple of seasons, that's still going to be the number. It's all about negotiating. Now, does that change the negotiating power a little bit? It does. It depends on how many suitors he has. Now, if Mo Bamba has a lot of suitors that come out, that come with big-time offers, then, he'll probably go with that. But, that being said, it's really wild, the fact that, Mo Bamba coming off his best season as a pro, right? His most used season as well as a pro. For the Orlando Magic not even to extend a qualifying offer. That's really unexpected. Most front offices extend a qualifying offer because it can be rescinded later, right? You can always take back a qualifying offer and decide not to do it if they needed the cap flexibility or anything like that. But maybe this could mean that the Orlando Magic have somebody that they may target in free agency. It may be that, hey, we're just not even going to worry about the Mo Bamba thing. It is what it is. We don't need the bird rights. Could be some of that. They very well could see the writing on the wall as well, that Mo Bamba, having the season that he had last season, and being the age that he is, still very young and still having some room to grow, that they can say, hey, we just aren't willing to pay whatever that is for Mo Bamba because we expect it to be pretty high. That's where everything sits with Mo Bamba right now. Now, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if anything comes to fruition with a Mo Bamba and Chicago Bulls type thing. I think a lot of people have now zeroed in as Mo Bamba kind of being their favorite. There are a lot of fans, like no analyst or anything like that. But we did get some also news that the Bulls may still be in the running of John Collins. Now, I said on my episode earlier, and I still stand by this, do not expect any major trades from the Chicago Bulls. I've said that. I don't expect the Collins trade to go down. If there's some way that goes down without giving up Patrick Williams, but then even then, you're not moving Patrick Williams back to 3 while DeMar's still on the roster. They're not gonna have Patrick Williams coming off the bench. John Collins isn't gonna come off the bench. Are they gonna try to start John Collins at center? That would be some interesting things, but I don't foresee it happening. I could absolutely be wrong. Let me be clear here. I'm not saying that I'm wholly right. It's not nothing but I am putting my flag in the fact that I don't think that John Collins is going to be a Chicago Bull when it's all said and done. I don't think the Bulls are going to make any major trades. I do think that there's still a possibility they could trade Kobe White. Absolutely. Right. I do absolutely think that. But that's not going to be enough to get John Collins. The contracts don't even work. And for everyone in the comments, trade Vooch and listen, you're not going to get, it's funny how NBA fans, and this isn't just Bulls fans, hate a player and then think, oh, let's trade those players and get something marketable back. I'm not saying that it never happens in the NBA. There are absolutely times where a team or players that don't play well and the team gets lucky on a team just wanting to drop a star or something like that, an aging player, something like that. It's not likely to happen, people. It's not likely to happen. Now, we'll see. I think that every day that passes, it's more and more likely that Kobe White is going to be on the Chicago Bulls starting roster on opening night. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to finish with the Chicago Bulls, but I very well think that those chances increase every single day that passes, and especially once we get into the free agent market and once people start signing, I think that those chances increase every single day. But from other news around the NBA and what we have going on, No updates on Jalen Brunson, which I feel like we've gotten every day. There is some update on DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. Now, it is believed, and this one was tweeted from NBA Central, and Brian Windhorst said this, that the Suns believe that they could find a number of other centers who can give them the type of production that DeAndre Ayton can. That's wild. So the fact that it's gone back and forth so many times on DeAndre Ayton, what's going to happen? Who's going to pay him, right? Are the Suns willing? For we heard, they may be willing to move Cam Johnson, move some other things to be able to re-sign DeAndre Ayton. Now we're hearing that maybe because it's the money that he may garner out on the free agency, but it seems like the Suns are prepared to move on from DeAndre Ayton, not in signing him and trading him later, right? It could be a sign and trade, but that's a different thing. But it seems that it's really going to be that he may walk in restricted free agency. And that doesn't happen a lot. It just really doesn't. So we'll see what happens with DeAndre Ayton. It also is now being said from Woj that Bradley Beal is expected to pick up his extension from the Washington Wizards, and he's invested in seeing that through. We'll see. Him and Dame are both seeing it through with teams that I don't know what they're going to be able to do, but Bradley Beal is going to probably get that 5-year, $250 million contract, max deal from the Washington Wizards. So if anybody had any permutations on Bradley Beal or any ideas going on with him, seems like that's going to not be a thing. This free agency is going to be wild, and it's not going to be wild in the ways that people expected. Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine were expected to be some of the biggest free agents on the market. Both of those guys look now like they're going to be staying with their current teams. DeAndre Ayton has been back and forth. Looks like he's going to probably be a big free agent on the market. John Wall was bought out and then announced that he's planning on signing with the Clippers. The Brunson is getting a huge contract from the New York Knicks. It seems like this free agency hasn't even started yet, and it's already been crazy. It's already been wild. And we had Monte Morris traded. It's just been a lot of things going on. I make fun of you guys all the time, right? So Washington traded. They're acquiring Will Barton for Monte Morris and KCP and Ish Smith, right? So they're going to Denver. Washington's getting Will Barton, which is wild. But I say all the time, this is not 2K, right? I say that in comments all the time. This is not NBA 2K, whatever. This offseason is shaping up to feel like a 2K offseason. It really is. It feels like somebody said, simulate through the offseason, and that's what the hell's happening with a lot of these things. This is crazy. This is a crazy offseason to already begin, but hey, we're in it now, and we'll see it through. We'll see what happens. A lot of players still on the market. See what happens. Tyler Heroes now wants a max extension with the Miami Heat. That's been announced. So we'll see. The salary cap was officially announced as well. So the salary cap is going to be $123.655 million, with the luxury tax being over $150 million. Now, I did say before that the Bulls may try to avoid the luxury tax by not using the trade player exception. I think now they can use part of that and still be under they get a little bit more relief as far as if they want to be under that luxury tax. Now, some news that we did get with the Bulls as well. The Bulls did extend a two-way player qualifying offer to Malcolm Hill, which means I didn't even know they had specific qualifying offers for two-way players, but he did that, so that makes him a restricted free agent. So we'll see what's going on with that. Basically, what that means is that Malcolm Hill and Justin Lewis are going to be our two-way players this season. So that still leaves the 3 open roster spots for the Chicago Bulls to do something with. It's just a very interesting free agency that's shaping up for the Chicago Bulls, for a lot of other teams. Let me know what's some of the most exciting things or maybe shocking things down below from you guys. Do you think now that Mo Bamba will be an unrestricted free agent, that he will sign a deal with the Chicago Bulls? Do you think he should be the number one target? I'm still on Hartenstein being the number one target for the Chicago Bulls is what I feel. That's the player that I would zero in on. Doesn't mean that that's what AK and Eversley are going to do. So let me know down below right now. Realistic targets, right? If you have to name 2 trades, then you're starting to be unrealistic. But realistic targets for the Chicago Bulls, let me know them down below. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chicago Bulls Central. Make sure you're following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so is 773-270-2799. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chicago Bulls Central. Like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.